computer. There we go. All right. So welcome to the Zoom that's the pre-workshop Zoom. And as people come in, we'll just let them in and whatever. But just a couple things. Number one, I'm just really excited. I mean, I hope you guys are because we're gonna have a big time. And the weather is supposed to be extremely good. It's supposed to be like a gorgeous, gorgeous day, like Saturday. We may see some rain Friday, but that won't affect us at all. So that's huge. I just want to remind you guys, if you're going to spend the entire day outdoors, it's probably going to be pushing 80. It was like 84 here today. So you got to bring like a water bottle and you got to bring a hat, and sunscreen's a good idea too, so just remember to hydrate. I think there'll be water out there, but I'll probably have like a cooler someplace with just iced water and stuff like that in the truck or whatever. So we have dinner plans, like we're going to go to this El Saison restaurant on Friday night. We're going to gather at like 6:30. I figure we'll hang out till 7, and then we can order food. And this place is huge. The restaurant's big, and there's like actually some rooms in it. So I'm hoping we can get a room and be on our own, but we'll see. It's Friday night, so it might be, it might be crowded. And then if you are not a Sony shooter, but you are hoping to try like maybe a 600 f4 or a big lens you don't own, make sure you bring an SD card because I can't provide those for you. So I'd hate to have us have cameras and lenses and glass and stuff that would be available, and then you wouldn't be able to use it because you can't take pictures. So make sure you have an SD card with you. The faster the card, the better, because the A9s really chew through that stuff quickly. And we have A9s, A9 IIs, and Alpha 1s all coming to the workshop, courtesy of Sony. And the A9 in particular and the A9 II will really get slowed down. You'll be hating life because you'll be waiting for the card to write while you're wanting to shoot something. So any questions on that so far? Everybody get that? Okay. And then we have that dinner kind of plan. I don't have you guys will just need to kind of like wolf down whatever you can at the hotel before we start on Saturday. Is my advice, or go, give yourself some extra time to get to McDonald's or whatever you like to do for the morning. I wanted to ask a question. I'm kind of leaving Saturday lunch open because I don't really know what you'll want or when you'll want it. So some of you may want to, and what you want to do is kind of look at the schedule of events, which I think I sent that to you in the email. Look at the schedule of events and then try to figure out what is the most boring event that's midday, and then just take off and go get something. The other option would be to have like stuff delivered to us, but it's kind of sketchy how, I'm not sure how we'd get it delivered to the track or whatever, or all that stuff. So I'm kind of leaving it open. But if some of you want to make a plan, and if there's like going to be 2 or 3 going, just jump in a car, go get something, and come back. Whatever. There may be even a food truck there. I don't know. It's a brand new thing, so I'm not sure what they're going to have there. And I've got a meeting set tomorrow with John Painter, who's the sports information director at the college. I'm going to ask him these questions and find out. So I'll have a little bit more information. You could look for an email from me on that. I did get the confirmation today from Sony that everything is being shipped to arrive tomorrow, which means everything left Memphis already. So all the gear is on its way in. So it'll be a big FedEx day tomorrow. And I think I'm literally going to need a truck to like move it all. It's going to be pretty cool. So the last thing that I really wanted to address is basically, many of you have not done a track meet, and some of you may not have done a track meet in many years. But there is some definite danger around a track meet. If you're interested in shooting discus and javelin, for instance, you can get killed. And I don't need anybody getting killed on my workshop, okay? So that's not allowed. Don't get killed. But I don't want you to get injured or anything like that. The other thing, and this might sound really, really dumb or really basic, but you've got to be extremely careful when you cross the track. So when I say cross the track, I mean, the track is broken up into lanes, and you can't just go across there whenever you feel like it. There will be judges all over the place that will be kind of pretty obvious. They usually wear the same color shirt, hat, whatever, and you just kind of go to a judge and say, "Hey, is it okay to cross right now?" And they'll say yes or no. Okay, but I would really appreciate if you guys could make a point of asking the judges like when it's safe to go across, because what's going to happen if you look at the schedule, there's a lot of events that are happening simultaneously, and you may be finishing pole vault and want to go to high jump, and you don't realize that there's a distance race that's running. And so, like, if you don't look to your left, you could literally get mowed down. And if an athlete got injured because of one of us, it would be really tragic and terrible, and it would be really bad for me, especially. So I'm really hoping that this will be an annual workshop. Like every year, we're going to do this. The track is so unbelievably different than anywhere I've been because it's way down low in not exactly a valley, but it's basically there's a big long hill, and there's all these old campus buildings up on the top of the hill, and this hill goes down for acres and acres and acres and acres. And so the track is the lowest field for field sports in the entire college, and it's so all this land was cleared of trees, and so you should, track meets are usually a nightmare with backgrounds. Now, I'm sure that every school that participates is going to bring their stupid white tents, and they're going to be everywhere, but that's, you all have to do that. But I think you're going to find that at this meet in particular, way beyond most other meets, you're going to be able to find clean, dark green backgrounds all over the place. And that is so rare. I can't even tell you how rare that is. So, I mean, this should be better than most high school meets. So safety around the track, dinner, we talked about El Cezanne, 6:30. 7 is kind of when we're going to eat. SD cards, make sure you bring an SD card. And then I did want to ask you guys about lunch on Saturdays. Are there thoughts about that? Is there something you'd like to do? Um, I don't know if there's like dietary restrictions for some of you or what. So talk to me.
As long as there's a physical address, we can always DoorDash something and just in the instructions tell them, hey, meet me at the front gate of the stadium. They
Yeah.
usually get it pretty good.
Okay. Well, just remember this track has not existed before now. So we could really have a problem because there's no physical address for the track. There's no physical address for really any of the athletic fields. So if the person delivering doesn't know the college really well, they're going to not have a clue. The other thing is we could do it up to the where the classroom is. We could do that because that does have a physical address. So that is an option too. Any other thoughts about lunch on Saturday?
We can pretty much just wing it whenever we'll see what goes on and make some decisions there.
Okay. I'm also going to ask a friend of mine who lives in Maryville, like what's close that delivers. And like I've got a Jimmy John's app on my phone, and if there's something, I know there's a firehouse like about a third of a mile away. So we're talking about a 3-minute drive from campus. There's a firehouse. There's a lot of stuff around, so it'll be okay, I think. And then this is totally optional, okay? But at the end of the workshop on Sunday, when we're sort of wound down and we're finished and done packing up and all that, I'm kind of planning on, if anybody's interested, I know some of you are going to have to travel or whatever, and it may not be convenient, but I'm going to probably head back to El Cezanne. It's a very, very good place. And if you want to just kind of hang out for a bit before I don't know if some of you are going to go home, drive all the way home that day or whatever, but like Todd, you're close enough to get home easy, but not sure what your plan is. So, but that's unofficial and all that stuff. So you don't have to do that.
So we're all just going to Todd's house, is that right?
Todd's house, yeah. It's a bit of a drive. It's up the Tri-Cities, but so any questions about any of that stuff? Does everybody have a copy of Photo Mechanic, that they've downloaded or already own it. Okay, so, and that's Greg, right?
Yep.
So Greg, yeah, definitely. It's a 30-day download, so it's free for 30 days. So camerabits.com. The link is on that original email that I sent you.
Okay.
So just camerabits.com, and then just go to Photo Mechanic and then download. It's for Mac or PC. You have both. Just get it so that it's in your machine when you show up. That would be really helpful. And then if you're not shooting Sony and you're shooting Canon or Nikon, I'd really encourage you, if you don't have a long lens, I would rent one. I would go, lens rentals. It's not too late to do that. You can arrange that, but that would be really, really beneficial to you. And it doesn't have to be a big, huge, heavy, monstrous thing. But if you're a Nikon shooter, the 200 to 500 would be ideal. If you're a Canon shooter, either the 1 to 4. I'm not sure what else they have now. Who knows what else they have at Canon? Because I checked out a Canon so long ago. It's all a mystery to me now. Do they have like a 2 to 6 or 2 to 5 or something like that? Anybody know? Okay.
I've still got my Canon lenses and my MC11 adapter.
Okay. Okay.
My A9 too.
Okay. All right. Well,
300. I got a 300 2.8, and I've used that for softball, standing in the outfield, shooting, home plate from the outfield. So
sure.
it works.
I would, in terms of what to bring of your own, like if you have a lot of gear, I would really kind of tell you not to bring primes because they're heavy and they take up a lot of, they're heavy and they're bulky. If you could do like f4 zooms, if you have them, that's pretty cool. I'm planning on bringing the Sony 20 to 70 f4, and then I'm going to bring a 7200 2.8 with a 1.4, and then I'm probably going to shoot the 2 to 6 almost all the time. So I'll have an extra 400 if people want to borrow mine, and I'll have another 6 as well if they want to borrow my 6 in addition to what we already have. So, and then we got to figure out a way to kind of like, I was thinking around lunchtime that we should make a change of what we're using. Like if you borrow a 600 f4, maybe we have to check back into the classroom and see if somebody else wants it, and then give it up. And then if there's no takers, you can keep it for the rest of the day. But I think we ought to have a break and say, hey, let's change it at noon or something like that. So I'll get more information to you on that in the coming days. Does that sound copacetic though?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
I've got an extra MC11 hanging around. You want me to bring that thing?
Yeah, it doesn't take up any room and it's sure light. So that's a good idea, because
Okay.
maybe, somebody will need it or want it or whatever.
right.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And Chris, I would love, is yours an IS1 or IS2? Your 300? Awesome. I need to test with that because I get so many questions about Canon glass with the A1, and all the Canon glasses in my rear view. So I would love an opportunity to like just try yours for 15 minutes at some point during the day. That'd be awesome because I have a feeling it's going to be awesome. It's because the newer stuff is faster and whatever. But yeah, I'd like to try that out
For sure.
Does anybody have any other questions regarding anything? I mean, just wide open.
Portraits. But
Yeah.
What are they going to
Yes.
be all sports, or is it just going to be the track people?
I will know that.
Warming up, so I got a feeling there's going to be others.
I'll know that tomorrow. I think that what we'll probably, I'm going to ask John Painter to provide us with a few people that are non-track athletes. And then if we can get some track athletes as an added bonus, that'd be great. But I think what we're going to probably do is have hopefully some people that are suited up and ready to go. Again, it's just so awesome, this place. There's no power lines anywhere. So it's very elegant. There's also LED lights up too. They're not like super bright, but I'm sure they'll kick them on during the day, during the meet. And it's going to be a great background if you're using a wide lens down low, or it's really going to look cool. And there's so many places we can take them, like right on the side of the track. There's like, when you go to the fenced in area to the edge of the fence, it's literally like a hill that you could climb. It's really steep. which means you can put somebody up with the sky only and background. I mean, it's a wide open place, man. It's going to be great. You guys are going to love it. So, and I'll probably do like maybe, 3 stations or something like that, and see if we can route people through 3 different athletes or something like that. I think we'll do something like that. So,
Well, it sounds like a cool place to do some HSS stuff, as
yes,
well.
yeah, and I think that's probably possible. How close you can put like a light stand to the track, that's something we're gonna have to figure out. We'll have to get some, some approval for some things like that. But because steeplechase is hard because you might be able to get something on the infield for steeplechase. And that could be really good because when you have splashing water, it's really amazing,
Yeah.
8,000th of a second or whatever. So, but yeah, that's cool. Anybody else have any questions or comments or anything at all?
If you wouldn't mind sending me that link again so I can open it without photo mechanics showing up.
Uh,
I don't have any idea how that happened.
so I'm not sure what you're saying. So
I clicked on the link that you sent for the schedule of events.
Okay.
Mechanic opens up with all my photos, all my hard drives.
Oh, weird.
Else.
It defaults to photo mechanic if you don't have pages.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So I
Thank
went
you,
to open
Daniel.
it, photo mechanic popped up, and then I was like, oh yeah, I deleted pages a long time
Oh,
ago.
okay.
So
I'm sorry about that.
so if you're on a Mac, you got to get pages free from the App Store.
Hey, Alice, welcome. We're kind of almost finished, but I'll stay on a little longer if you'd like. I did record all this, so I'll be able to post that on YouTube, and then you can take a look and whatever. So, you doing okay? I think she's muted, probably. Oh, she's in the car too. Alice, are you shooting baseball also?
Do what?
Are you shooting baseball today?
Yes, I just finished a game. Big district game.
Awesome, man. That's cool. That's cool. Anyway, sorry. We're talking about photo mechanics. So, Alice, do you have photo mechanic? Have you used that before?
I do have it.
Excellent. Great. Good answer. Good answer. Okay. And Alice, you probably need to mute. I think that might be you.
It may be.
Yeah. Thank you. That's perfect.
So will there be designated spots for those of us who paid the extra VIP money?
I made a joke when I was going back and forth. And so actually, Daniel has overpaid for the workshop to the tune of $7.50. So I'm going to consider this more of an auction than anything else. So if anybody wants to go $10,
Wow.
yeah, but I think that you're going to find that we're going to be probably the only photographers at this thing.
I just Venmoed you $7.51.
You cheap bastard, Ballering. But anyway, I think it'll be really easy to get a good, but I want you to really think about getting up high. It's possible to get a high position on one side of the track really easily. And so, especially for like high jump, that could be really cool to get like a looking down. Depends which way they're running and if they're left or right, because the lefties will usually come towards you and the righties go away from you, but you'll figure all that out. But and listen, I really want to encourage all of you to, like, if you shot a lot of track, I'd like you to come and really have a different approach. Really, we're what I would like you guys to do is shoot for yourself first, but also in a healthy attitude. You're trying to beat out all your other workshop participants. You're trying to smoke everybody, and your eye and your imagination can do that. So like really try to see what you come up with. It's different. But just realize too that if you're shooting action, there's millions of moments in one high jump, right? there's millions of, like, if you break it down, there's so many different, moments within that one jump. And there's going to be the absolute peak action is going to be pretty obvious, in each event that you shoot. And so just be thinking about that. Try to be thinking, man, I really have to get the peak moment, so that might mean the leg straight out ahead in the hurdles, like the right leg or the left leg, depending on which one they lead with. That might mean both feet off the ground in the sprints, like where they're just booking, or pushing off super hard or whatever. Faces are everything, reaction. Remember that when the race is done, like if you pick the winner and you're like in lane 3 and the lane 3 is the winner, you may not want to stay with the winner. But like the reaction might be that it was a huge upset and that the person in lane 1 lost the race, and that's the story, versus the one that was in lane 3 won. So there's lots of opportunity for reaction. So reaction is as important as the action in something like this. So and this should go without saying, but I want you guys to shoot whoever makes the best pictures, but try to shoot a lot of athletes from Maryville College, because we're going to really try to give them a boatload, from this. So they have a really nice archive. And after 40 years, they got nothing. So we're going to try and give them like everything and more,
Do you know what other schools or athletes will be there? Or is there a place to find that out?
I think I'll be able to get a lot more information from the coach. I've got the coach's email, so I can reach out to him and say, hey, do you have an updated, because he'll probably have an updated order of events as well. So I want to get that to you. Remember to put that on your phones. So before you leave home or whatever, make sure you put that on your phone so you can look at it throughout the day, because it'll be important to be able to say, because you'll get lost. It'll be 10:30 in the morning. You're like, oh my God, I'm so tired, but what's next? And then you'll be able to reference it right away. So.
Paul, just one quick question.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably the biggest novice out of all of you guys, just sort of listening to you. Would there be an opportunity at the start of the thing to just sort of talk about optimal camera settings? I've never shot a track meet before.
Yeah.
My main bag is shooting my kids and our various clubs rowing. So I've not done anything else other than that, but is there just an opportunity in the morning, or at the start, just to sort of talk, and again, it doesn't have to be with anyone in particular, but just talk about optimal settings, how to actually approach this.
Yeah, Greg, I'm glad you
of
brought that up, and you are going to be just fine. Okay, so don't worry about your skill level or whatever. That's why we're doing the workshop. So number one, I am hoping to shoot some myself, but my priority is not me shooting. My priority is you being successful shooting. All right. So I would say that right after we finish the athlete portraits is going to be a great time to do exactly what you're talking about. And I'll basically make that part of what I'm doing that morning, and I'll schedule it. And I'll say, look, after the portraits, if you feel like you're a novice, we're going to all meet together and we're going to talk about minimum shutter speeds. And we're going to talk about, don't worry about your ISO getting up there, things like that. Also, David and Chris in particular have done a lot with me in the past. They know, they can tell you from experience that I'm going to be like checking with you guys. I'll be walking around in circles around the track, checking in. Hey, how are you doing? Let me see a picture. I'll be like checking you out, making sure you're getting good stuff.
If you haven't shot a track meet before, I've shot a couple. I just leave it on automatic mode.
Okay.
Right.
I don't,
okay.
but
no, is that not what we're supposed to do?
No, well,
I actually used to be a track athlete, so
just automatic.
I
it wouldn't be my first choice.
I hate this.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, because also if you're shooting raw all day, you're going to have a big hard drive. You better bring a big hard drive because it's going to slow you down. So this would be a great opportunity if you're a raw only shooter to shoot only JPEG and learn how to expose on your own without the the crutch of the raw always bailing you out in exposure. That would be a good plan, but I'm not going to make you do that. So if you want to shoot raw, you just go ahead, and we're cool with that. So either way.
I don't know
But,
if anybody else belongs to different blogs on Facebook or looked at different things. I like to go through and just see what other people do. And one of the things I remember, I've done 4 Peter Reed Miller workshops, with Canon. And the very first one I did, we shot UC Boulder track meet there. But the thing that has stuck with me over the years, and looking at all the stuff that I look at, if you look at the Olympics, he had Usain Bolt. He had one of the Sports Illustrated covers. He was the only one in that position, because if you look at the pool of photographers at the Olympics, everybody's in the same place taking the same shot. He knew Usain Bolt had a potential to break the world record in the 200. He positioned himself around the corner where the board was that had the time and world record. Usain Bolt's arms are up in the air, and he said, I was the only one there, and that's why I got that shot. So look for different stuff. Don't just do
absolutely
what you think you're supposed to be doing because everybody else is.
cool. Well, that's all I got, unless anybody has any other questions and stuff. I would ask you, Alice, and I'm trying to think who came in late. Alice and Greg came a little late, but I think he was here. This will be recorded on my YouTube channel, so just don't worry about, you can come back and reference it and stuff. But again, as I'll have a meeting with John Painter tomorrow, and I'll have more information, it's more updated then, and just look for an email from me probably on Thursday, just to get that all together. Okay.
Do you mind if I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, actually 2 questions. One, if we're a Nikon shooter, do we need to bring a trigger for the flashes, or do you have the trigger for the
No,
shells?
that's the beauty of Westcott, is that the trigger is universal. So I have got,
oh, awesome.
It's just like you could show up with a Panasonic and a Nikon and a Canon and and it's going to work. It's pretty amazing. So it's pretty cool.
Perfect. The other question is remotes. Do you think that we'd have the opportunity to use remotes, or
I think so. I think it is going to be possible, because it's a small meet and this is Division 3. This isn't Division 1, and that's why we're doing this at Maryville College, because you'll be able to do a lot more things. We'll probably have to get approval for placement of the remote, so that's something we'll have to do in advance. Maybe work through John Painter again. He'll be there all day, I'm sure. So yeah, but I think you should, if you have a remote stuff, bring it with you, and then we'll see what we can do.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Was that Sandro?
Yes, that's me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Hey, do you want me to bring my three Westcott triggers? I've got 2 of the XJ2s and 1 of the XJ3 for Sony.
At this point, I think I'm up to 9 triggers, so no, I'm good. I think I have 3 Sony specific, and then I think I have 4 of the others, so I think we're good. But thank you, David.
All right. Yeah.
You're the man. I think I have 9 or 10 of the FJ400s, which we won't need that many, but I've got a bunch, so we're cool. Whoa. Leave that dog a bone. All right, guys, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to you coming in, and I hope you can join us on Friday night. It is not mandatory, but it would just be nice to get to know each other a little bit, and I'll probably have a little more information at the dinner. So I'm looking for you to come into Knoxville.
All right.
All right. Catch you guys later. Thanks so much.
Peace
Okay.
out. Thanks,
All
man.
right.
Excited.
Okay. All right. See ya. Bye.
Bye.